Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard.
Melania Trump has often been at the center of public curiosity, frequently balancing intense media fascination with harsh scrutiny. Her involvement in legal battles, including notable defamation lawsuits, offers insight into how public figures navigate the fine line between free expression and reputation protection. These lawsuits are not merely about restoring her image. They raise broader questions about the media's influence, accountability, and the rights of public figures. As the former First Lady of the United States, Melania faced scrutiny regarding her personal life, fashion choices, and decisions. While some comments were complimentary, others were harsh, leading to debates around her public persona. In response to criticism, her notable legal action against what she deemed defamatory statements has been a hallmark of her public life. Understanding Melania's dynamic with the media requires recognizing her unique position as the spouse of a controversial political figure. Unlike many public personas, she tends to remain silent, opting for legal recourse rather than engaging publicly. A significant instance of this was her 2017 defamation lawsuit against the Daily Mail, which published unsubstantiated claims about her past as a high-end escort before marrying Donald Trump. These unfounded claims not only tarnished her personal reputation but also threatened her business prospects, as her legal team argued. Melania's legal actions included lawsuits in the US and the UK, seeking retractions, apologies, and damages, ultimately leading to a settlement with the Daily Mail, which included a public apology and $2.9 million in damages. Notably, she also pursued legal action against Maryland blogger Webster Tarpley for repeating similar escort allegations, demonstrating her unwillingness to tolerate defamatory remarks from anyone, regardless of their prominence. These cases illustrate her commitment to defending her image. Supporters commend her for confronting irresponsible media, while critics argue that her actions might hinder free speech, reflecting a broader societal debate about balancing free expression with the protection of individual reputations. Melania's approach raises significant questions about media responsibility and the need for ethical reporting. In the current era of misinformation, her legal strategies highlight the difficulties faced by public figures in managing their narratives. Her lawsuits, beyond being personal matters, emphasize the importance of truth and accountability in media discourse. Melania's experience in defamation law is notable, particularly as it underscores her readiness to take legal action not to stifle criticism but to accurately delineate harmful misinformation. Media figures and entities have a duty to report responsibly, especially when discussing public figures whose lives can be significantly impacted by false claims and speculation. Her legal actions serve as both personal and industry-wide reminders of the responsibilities inherent in journalism and the impact of unverified information. Melania's experiences compel a reevaluation of how media platforms manage accuracy, particularly in light of the ethical considerations that accompany discussions about significant public figures. Ultimately, as we examine Melania Trump's journey and her management of media scrutiny, it becomes evident that her actions extend beyond mere reputation protection. They reflect a proactive stance in shaping her narrative and challenging the portrayals imposed on her, demonstrating her understanding of the complex legal landscape surrounding defamation and media ethics. In today's landscape, where information rapidly circulates across both traditional and digital platforms, the risk of false or misleading narratives gaining traction is heightened. This reality necessitates that media companies rigorously verify their information, and public figures must actively challenge harmful misinformation. Melania Trump's legal actions underscore a significant issue in contemporary media: the distinction between fair criticism and damaging gossip. As a high-profile individual, she finds herself under constant scrutiny regarding her fashion choices and her relationship with Donald Trump. While much of the commentary falls under the protection of free speech, her lawsuits illustrate that public figures are not obligated to tolerate false and injurious claims. Critics argue that Melania's legal pursuits could deter free expression, particularly among smaller media organizations or independent writers. They contend that the threat of lawsuits, even if the claims do not fully meet slander criteria, may dissuade individuals from critiquing or expressing opinions about influential figures. Conversely, her supporters assert that her actions are crucial for holding media outlets accountable for disseminating false information, thereby maintaining trust and integrity in public discourse. A central challenge in this conversation is how personal opinions shape media representations. Many discussions surrounding Melania, particularly regarding her marriage and emotional state, are often based on speculation. For instance, commentators on shows like The View frequently analyze her public appearances and body language to draw conclusions about her relationship with Donald Trump. While these interpretations may be subjective, they risk conflating opinion with fact, raising concerns about their impact on public perception. The complexity of this situation emphasizes the importance of understanding the context and intent behind media commentary. Although opinions and satire are valid forms of expression, they can lead to real-world consequences, especially when they create misleading impressions of an individual's character or actions. For Melania, pursuing legal action against such narratives is not merely about correcting misinformation. It represents a means to assert control over her narrative in an industry often more concerned with sensationalism than truth. Her approach to defamation cases signals a broader shift in how public figures engage with the media, as individuals increasingly challenge false or misleading claims, often through legal avenues. This trend highlights the necessity for limits that protect personal identities while still endorsing free speech. Melania's choice to maintain a low profile sets her apart in a celebrity culture that often glorifies visibility. However, this unique position has drawn significant attention, influencing her responses to public interest as she adapts to life post-White House. Through her legal actions, she has not only safeguarded her image, but has also initiated crucial conversations regarding media ethics, responsibility, and the influence of narratives on public perception. Melania Trump has approached her defamation cases strategically to uphold her public image, particularly when confronted with untrue or harmful assertions. Her willingness to pursue legal action against various media outlets, bloggers, and others who cross the line from criticism to slander reflects her commitment to not allowing false claims to go unchallenged. Examining these legal strategies offers insight into how celebrities navigate the complexities of free speech and personal reputation in an ever-watchful media environment. A significant hurdle for Melania is the constant scrutiny of her marriage to Donald Trump. As the spouse of a controversial figure, her relationship often becomes a topic of speculation, with commentators making assumptions about her feelings and objectives within the Trump family. While much of this dialogue is presented as opinion, certain statements have crossed the line into conjecture, suggesting unhappiness or separation without credible evidence. Such narratives can distort public perception, creating a disconnect from the image she aims to portray. Navigating defamation law presents challenges for public figures like Melania, especially in the U.S., where the legal standard requires proving actual malice. This entails demonstrating that false statements were made either intentionally or with blatant disregard for the truth, a principle established in the landmark Supreme Court case, New York Times Company v. Sullivan. While this provision aims to foster free speech and open dialogue, it also necessitates that individuals like Melania focus on cases where evidence of falsehood and harm is unambiguous. Her 2017 defamation lawsuit against the Daily Mail exemplifies her navigation of this legal framework. The tabloid's false allegations about her past not only damaged her reputation but also posed a threat to her potential income. Melania's legal team emphasized how these untruths negatively impacted her career opportunities, highlighting the tangible effects of the false claims. The case's resolution, which included a public apology and a substantial financial settlement, reinforced the need for accuracy and accountability in media reporting. Although the Daily Mail case was notable for its scale and outcome, Melania has also pursued legal action against lesser-known entities, such as her lawsuit against blogger Webster Tarpley. By holding Tarpley accountable for similar unfounded claims, Melania demonstrated her unwavering commitment to combating false assertions from any source, regardless of its reach. The case concluded with an apology and undisclosed financial settlement, underscoring her resolve to confront misinformation. These instances reveal Melania's strategic approach to addressing negative or unfounded comments. She does not react to every disparaging statement. Melania Trump exemplifies a broader trend in the coverage of public figures today. The rise of social media and online platforms has facilitated the rapid spread of opinions, which can lead to the proliferation of false or misleading narratives. For prominent individuals like Melania, this reality presents both challenges and opportunities. On one hand, it increases the risk of harm from inaccurate comments. On the other, it allows individuals to actively counter false claims and share their own narratives. Her decision to pursue legal action against such misinformation is part of her broader strategy to take control of her public image. By challenging false stories in court, she addresses not only her own instances of harm but also sets a precedent for how others in the public eye might respond to media criticism. In today's environment, where distinctions between news, opinion, and entertainment are often blurred, Melania's legal actions underscore the necessity for ethical reporting. These actions serve as a reminder for media outlets to diligently verify sources, provide context, and refrain from sensationalism. Adhering to these principles is vital not only to avoid legal repercussions but also to sustain audience trust and credibility amidst a rapidly shifting media landscape. Melania's approach has sparked essential conversations about how public figures assert control over their narratives. Her willingness to engage in costly legal battles reflects her strong desire to influence media representations, but it has also positioned her as a polarizing figure. Supporters commend her for challenging irresponsible journalism, while detractors argue that her actions could inhibit free speech. These ongoing debates illustrate the complexities surrounding Melania's situation. Her legal efforts extend beyond merely addressing specific allegations. They represent a stand for her dignity and integrity in a media landscape often more focused on sensationalism than substantive truth. These cases remind the media of its responsibilities, especially at a time when public trust in journalism is fragile. Examining Melania's approach to defamation reveals that her actions have implications beyond her personal image. They signify a shift in how public figures engage with media, emphasizing responsibility, fairness, and respect in storytelling. By questioning falsehoods and holding individuals accountable, Melania has not only defended her reputation, but has also prompted broader discussions about media influence on public perception. Her lawsuits exemplify the consequences of disseminating untrue claims, revealing the potential fallout for media outlets. These cases highlight the necessity for careful reporting and the pitfalls of prioritizing sensational headlines over accuracy. The financial and reputational costs encountered in her legal battles likely have influenced how outlets manage similar narratives going forward, further stressing the need for rigorous fact-checking in an era where rapid dissemination of information often compromises accuracy. The proliferation of social media complicates these issues, enabling misinformation to spread swiftly. For public figures like Melania, this landscape heightens the risks associated with false stories, while also introducing new avenues for challenging such claims. Platforms like Twitter and Instagram afford users direct communication with their audience, reducing reliance on traditional media. Yet, despite these tools, larger platforms retain significant power and influence, especially evident in talk shows and opinion programs where impromptu discussions can lead to speculation. Melania has expressed frustration with media portrayals, particularly when commentators analyze her public interactions and remarks. Although much of this discourse falls within the realm of free speech, it highlights the precarious line between opinion and assertion. A recurring focus of debate revolves around rumors about her marriage to Donald Trump. Observers often cite public appearances to imply tensions within their relationship, weaving narratives that lack substantiation. For Melania, challenging these stories in court is not solely about addressing the inaccuracies. It signifies her desire to shape the representation of her personal life. The tension between free speech and accountability is central to these discussions. Media organizations often assert their role in scrutinizing public figures and fostering open dialogue about their actions. The premise is that due to their visibility and influence, public figures invite closer examination. However, it is crucial to balance this scrutiny with respect for their humanity, avoiding the propagation of harmful untruths. Melania's legal actions emphasize the need for fairness, especially given the heightened stakes for individuals in the public eye. The term actual malice plays a critical role in defamation cases involving well-known figures in the U.S., helping balance the intricate dynamics at play. This standard requires plaintiffs to demonstrate that false statements were made knowingly or with reckless disregard for the truth, safeguarding open discourse while allowing for legitimate grievances to be addressed. For Melania, satisfying this criterion entails providing clear evidence that false claims have caused damage. Her legal victories indicate her team's effectiveness in substantiating these claims, especially when falsehoods adversely impacted her public and professional image. The results of Melania's legal pursuits have further influenced discussions surrounding media ethics and responsibility. Journalists and commentators are reminded of their duty to verify facts before publication, particularly regarding public figures. This principle is increasingly essential in the digital age, where the urgency to produce content can compromise accuracy. Public figures like Melania utilize legal recourse as a means of combating falsehoods and reaffirming the standards expected of media reporting. In a media landscape often dominated by sensational news, Melania Trump's actions have sparked controversy. Critics argue that her lawsuits may threaten free speech, particularly for smaller media outlets or independent voices that lack the resources to engage in legal battles. This concern reflects a broader dilemma within defamation law, achieving a balance between protecting individual reputations and fostering open discourse in a democratic society. While Melania's legal claims primarily target false and damaging statements, they also reveal that defamation lawsuits can sometimes inhibit honest criticism or discourse. Despite the ongoing debates, Melania's actions have transformed how public figures interact with the media. By decisively challenging false claims, she demonstrates that public figures can successfully defend their reputations while maintaining their credibility. Her approach has ignited a more extensive conversation about media responsibilities regarding reporting on celebrities, underscoring the need for fairness, accuracy, and accountability. For Melania, these legal cases are significant because they empower her to narrate her own story in a context where public figures often have limited control over how they are perceived. Her legal initiatives reflect her strong commitment to confronting not just specific instances of misinformation but also the broader trend of speculation and exaggeration prevalent in modern media. By asserting her rights and demanding responsibility from media organizations, Melania illustrates how public figures can navigate the complexities of maintaining a positive image in the limelight. As discussions surrounding defamation, free speech, and media ethics evolve, Melania's lawsuits serve as key examples that highlight the challenges and opportunities inherent in these topics within our rapidly changing media environment. They offer valuable insights for public figures, writers, and the general public alike, shedding light on the responsibilities and limitations that govern media discourse. Melania Trump strategically utilizes defamation cases to address the challenges that accompany a public life while seeking to guide her narrative. Though her legal endeavors are deeply personal, they resonate beyond her individual experiences, contributing to discourse on the evolving nature of media representation, the laws governing speech, and the broader societal influences that shape public perceptions of figures in the spotlight. As the former First Lady, Melania occupies a unique space in the public consciousness. Her quiet and private demeanor contrasts sharply with the attention and scandal often associated with her husband, Donald Trump. This contrast has fueled media speculation, with many stories focusing on her private life in lieu of her sparse public statements. Much of this coverage is rooted in opinion or critique, but certain narratives have relied on unverified claims and detrimental accusations. In response, Melania has chosen to defend her image through defamation lawsuits, signaling her rejection of what she considers to be irresponsible media behavior. One significant impact of Melania's legal pursuits is the precedent they set regarding how celebrities can effectively counteract false narratives. Her lawsuits against the Daily Mail and Webster sharply emphasize the necessity of presenting solid evidence of harm and misinformation when initiating legal action. These cases were not about silencing critics or evading accountability. Rather, they were focused on rectifying harmful and incorrect assertions. By obtaining public apologies and financial compensation, Melania strengthened her position and dissuaded media outlets from similar misconduct. The financial aspect of these cases is particularly noteworthy. In the Daily Mail case, her legal team argued that the damaging escort allegations harmed her personal reputation and impacted her professional opportunities, affecting her ability to profit from her public persona through endorsements and licensing. This argument broadened the definition of social harm to encompass real financial repercussions from falsehoods. The settlement of approximately $2.9 million underscored the serious nature of these claims and highlighted the risks that media organizations face when failing to adhere to ethical reporting standards. While Melania's legal victories have garnered support from her advocates, they have also raised crucial questions about balancing free speech with accountability. Critics contend that defamation lawsuits, especially those targeting smaller platforms or individual commenters, could discourage individuals from expressing their views. This concern brings to light a central issue in defamation law, which strives to promote open discourse while addressing genuine harm. Public figures like Melania must navigate these challenges delicately, focusing on instances where substantial evidence of harm and falsehood exists. Her claims resonate beyond her specific legal battles, revealing broader patterns in how celebrities interact with media and the legal strategies they employ to combat false information. As misinformation proliferates across traditional and digital media, an increasing number of individuals are leveraging defamation cases to confront harmful claims, indicating a growing awareness of the power held by media platforms and the necessity for accountability. Melania's lawsuits serve as a reminder to media outlets regarding the importance of ethical journalism. The rise of digital media and the incessant news cycle often pressure outlets to produce content quickly, sometimes at the expense of thorough fact-checking. This dynamic contributes to the likelihood of disseminating inaccurate or misleading information, particularly regarding prominent figures. By pursuing legal remedies against these claims, Melania exemplifies the potential repercussions of prioritizing sensationalism over factual accuracy and fairness. Her actions also stimulate discussions about how public figures can influence the narrative surrounding their lives. Unlike many celebrities who may ignore or downplay false claims, Melania has proactively employed the legal system,